That bottle of detergent you just bought for $12, about $2 of that is actual cleaning power. The rest is water, fragrance, and marketing. I've been mixing my own detergent for 15 years now, ever since I got tired of watching commercial crews blow through budget on name brand soap that wasn't doing anything special. And here's the thing nobody tells you. Most store detergent is diluted so much that you're basically paying to ship water to your house. I learned this the hard way. Early in my career, I was running a crew cleaning move-out apartments, and we went through detergent like crazy. The owner started asking questions about the budget, so I started reading labels. Then I started reading the actual chemical breakdowns. What I found made me mad, honestly. A gallon of concentrated surfactant costs almost nothing wholesale. Companies water it down to the point where you need double or triple the amount to get the same result. Then they charge you premium price for the diluted version. So I started making my own. First batch was rough. Too thin, didn't cut grease worth a damn. Took me about 6 tries to get a formula that actually worked as well as the commercial stuff, sometimes better. Now, I make detergent for my whole crew, for my house, and I haven't bought a bottle of Tide in years. This isn't some vinegar and baking soda nonsense you see floating around online either. That stuff barely cleans a coffee mug, let alone a load of work clothes covered in grease and grime. What I'm going to show you actually has real cleaning chemistry behind it. The same category of ingredients that go into professional-grade detergent, just without the markup and without the mystery fillers. By the end of this, you'll know how to make a batch that costs you maybe $2 or $3 and lasts you months. And there's one ingredient most homemade recipes leave out completely, and it's the one that actually breaks down grease and body oil. Without it, you're just making scented water. I'll get to that. Here's what happens with most homemade detergent recipes people find online. They mix bar soap, washing soda, and water, and it looks fine in the bottle. Thick, soapy, smells clean. Then they run a load of actual dirty laundry, work clothes, kids' clothes with grass stains, kitchen towels with grease on them, and the clothes come out looking washed, but not clean. The stains are still there, just fainter. The oils are still in the fabric, you just can't see them as easily when it's wet. Most people don't catch this problem right away because clean smelling isn't the same as clean. The fragrance masks the fact that the detergent didn't actually lift anything out of the fibers. It takes a few weeks before people notice their whites are turning gray, or their gym clothes still smell sour after washing, or their towels have gone stiff and don't absorb water like they used to. By then, they've already made 10 batches of a recipe that was never going to work, and they usually just give up and go back to store-bought. I've seen this exact pattern with 3 different guys on my crew who tried making their own. They followed a recipe off some blog, it looked like detergent, and they used it for a month before realizing their uniforms weren't actually getting clean. That's the trap. Bubbles and smell trick you into thinking it's working. Soap and detergent are not the same thing, and that's the root of almost every failed homemade batch I've seen. Bar soap is made from fat and lye. It's great for your hands, it's decent on light dirt, but it struggles with grease and oil, especially in hard water. When soap hits hard water, which is most tap water in this country, it reacts with the minerals and forms a film. That's the soap scum you see in a bathtub. That same film builds up in your fibers over time, which is why towels made with soap-based recipes go stiff and stop absorbing water. A true detergent uses surfactants, not soap. Surfactant molecules have a different structure. One end grabs onto grease and oil, the other end grabs onto water, so when you rinse, the whole thing gets pulled off the fabric and washed away. Soap doesn't do that as well, especially in hard water. This is basic surface chemistry, and it's why the switch from soap to synthetic detergent happened industry-wide decades ago. It wasn't marketing, it was because detergent actually cleans better in real-world water conditions. I've tested this side by side more times than I can count. Same load of greasy shop rags, one batch washed in a soap-based homemade mix, one washed in a proper surfactant-based mix. The surfactant batch comes out visibly cleaner every single time. Not close. The washing soda in most recipes helps some because it softens water and boosts pH, but it can't do the grease-cutting job on its own. You need both working together. Common mistakes. The first mistake is using bar soap as the main cleaning agent instead of a proper surfactant base. I already covered why that fails. Hard water turns it into scum instead of letting it rinse away clean. Second mistake. People use too little washing soda or skip it entirely because they think it's just a filler. Washing soda isn't optional. It raises the pH of your wash water, which helps break down oils and proteins, and it softens hard water so your cleaning agents can actually do their job instead of fighting mineral buildup. Skip it, and even a decent surfactant base underperforms. Third mistake, and this one's sneaky, people make the detergent too thick on purpose, thinking thick equals strong. They add extra bar soap or extra thickener to make it look more like store-bought detergent in the bottle. But thickness has nothing to do with cleaning power. If anything, an overly thick homemade detergent doesn't dissolve fully in cold water washes, and you end up with soap residue left in the fabric. I've pulled apart washing machines with buildup from exactly this mistake. The solution. Here's the formula I actually use, refined over years of trial and error on real dirty laundry, not just test loads. What you need. 1/3 cup washing soda, not baking soda, different product entirely. 1/4 cup liquid surfactant base. I use sodium lauryl sulfate liquid or a plant-based liquid Castile soap concentrate, but the real workhorse is an unscented liquid dish soap concentrate like Dawn or Sunlight, which already has strong grease-cutting surfactants. 4 cups hot water, 10 to 15 drops of essential oil, optional, just percent, and a gallon jug with a lid. Step 1. Heat your water until it's hot but not boiling, around 180 degrees. You want it hot enough to fully dissolve the washing soda, but you're not trying to cook anything here. Step 2. Dissolve the washing soda into the hot water first, stirring until the water goes clear again with no gritty texture at the bottom. This usually takes about 2 minutes of steady stirring. If you skip full dissolution, you'll get grainy detergent that doesn't distribute evenly in the wash. Step 3. Once the washing soda is fully dissolved, add your liquid surfactant base. Stir gently, don't whisk it hard, or you'll just create a mountain of foam that takes forever to settle. Slow, steady stirring for about a minute. Step 4. Let the mixture cool to room temperature before you pour it into your storage jug. This part matters more than people think. Pouring hot liquid into a sealed jug creates pressure buildup as it cools, and you'll end up with a jug that's hard to open or that leaks around the cap. Step 5. Add essential oil if you're using it once the mix has cooled. Cap it and give it one good shake, not a violent one. That's your batch. Use about 2 to 3 tablespoons per load, more for heavily soiled clothes like work uniforms or gym gear. Here's the pro tip that most people never figure out on their own. Add a tablespoon of white vinegar to your rinse cycle, not the wash cycle, when you're doing towels or anything you want to stay soft and absorbent. It counteracts any mineral residue from hard water and keeps fibers from stiffening, which is the exact problem that ruins homemade detergent's reputation with towels. My grandfather used this trick on hotel linens 50 years ago, long before anyone was writing about it online, and it still works exactly the same way today. One more thing worth knowing. This detergent will separate a little in the jug over a few days. That's normal. It's not spoiled or broken. Just give it a shake before each use. Store-bought stuff has stabilizers to prevent that separation, but those stabilizers don't add any cleaning power. They just make the bottle look consistent on a shelf. That's the exact method I use on every job now, and it saved me more money than I can really put a number on over the years. If you try it, use it on your dirtiest load first. Work clothes, kids' sports gear, whatever you've got, because that's where you'll actually see the difference between this and the diluted stuff off the shelf. If you've got a cleaning problem that's driving you crazy, something that just won't budge no matter what you try, drop it in the comments. I read all of them, and honestly, some of my best video ideas come straight from questions people ask down there. If this kind of thing is useful to you, stick around and subscribe. I put out videos like this regularly. Real methods from real jobs, not stuff copied off the internet. And if hard water is something you deal with a lot, I've got a video on dealing with hard water buildup around your house that pairs well with this one. Worth a watch if that's a problem you're fighting.